Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode, and I'm just chilling around here looking cool. I'm here in the starting village. Looks gorgeous, doesn't it? I had a request from someone that asked me, hey Jared, could you go ahead and do like a little translation guide? And I was like, okay, sure. And the translation guide was basically for some of the menus. And I had a couple of people request this. Now, I did something like this earlier last year, around the summertime, when I was playing through the 3DS version. So I figured, okay, well, what the hell, let's go ahead and do this for this particular one as well. Now, this is not going to be in depth. I'm not going to go over absolutely everything. And these translations are going to be Jared's translations. They are not in any way, shape, or form official. I don't claim to be a fluent Japanese speaker. It's just I'm going to give you an idea of what these things mean. So let's go ahead and bring up the main menu. So the main menu is brought up with the triangle button, and you get these 6 core options. Now, if you're following along with the 3DS version of the game, which is actually quite likely, considering the fact that the 3DS version is not coming to North America, you can still follow along. A lot of these options are identical in the 3DS version. The difference is in some of the placement. So, for example, if I'm not mistaken, the 3DS version actually has 8 different options, then this one only has 6. But that's a lot to do with the fact that a lot of the miscellaneous options here have actually, well, not a lot, but some of the miscellaneous options have actually been placed into this. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started. So the very first one right here is your items. So if we go ahead and click that, you'll notice that this one, this one, this one, this one, and the next 4 are actually your character names. So for me, this is Steven, Camus, and so on, okay? This is all the team. Now, if you wanted to go in, if I click, and activating things is done with the circle button, if you want to go in and click any of these things, so let's click one of this. So this particular item, if you want to look at it, you press the square button, and you can cycle through. It makes it a lot easier for you guys that don't know what any of these items are, you don't understand any of the kanji. Well, this is basically how it works, okay? So it's very, very friendly to non-Japanese speakers. So anyways, let's click this. You're going to be given 3 different options here on these types of items. So the very first item is use, transfer, or throw away. If I want to transfer, it's going to say where would you like to transfer it. So you can give it to any one of your characters or put it in the bag. That's what this last option is here. Okay, so I'm going to back out because I don't want to do that. And if you go to any of these sort of items here, you can click. You'll notice the options are exactly the same with the exception of this guy, which is new, which is to unequip. So you can basically unequip or equip from here. That's it. That's all she wrote for the items, okay? However, these last 3 are important, because this one is consumables. So this is basically all the items that you have that are consumables. This icon here is crafting materials, and this is consumables as in you'll use for battle, or some will be stat bonus items, things like that. And again, remember what I said. You press I was gonna say triangle. You press the square button to cycle through and look at what everything is. If you've played Dragon Quest for any period of time, these icons have been the same for ages now. Okay, I didn't realize I had that. Let's go ahead and give that to... who's my weakest character? You. There we go. HP plus 5. HP plus 5, HP plus 5, and... HP plus 5. Okay? So that's just the way it works. Wow, MP as well? What the hell? I didn't realize I picked up all these seed skills. That's great. But I don't have the one I need, which is a skill seed. That's what I really need. But anyways, I don't need to do this right now. Point is, I'm just trying to show you how this actually works, okay? So that's all of these. Nothing fancy. This is all of your gear or equipment. So you'll have all your different swords, your accessories, your you name it, they'll all be here. Now you can sort by pressing the triangle button, which is what I just did. And you have different sorting options that'll happen. And again, don't forget, press that square button to go through. It makes it really easy to see everything. And the last one here, your key items. Yet again, press the square button to take a look at everything. Now, important ones here are this guy right here. This is how you fly. So this is access to the flute. Very useful. And that's about it. There's also, I believe, I don't remember if it's in this one or if it's in the other one, but one of them has access to a bell. Yeah, I don't remember which version it is, where you can basically just call enemies. Nothing too fancy. Okay, so that takes care of that. This option right here is your equipment main menu. So really simple. Here's all list of all the different characters. We've got Greg, Sylvia, not Sylvia, sorry, Senya. We've got Ro. We've got, there's Sylvia. We've got Martina. We've got Veronica. We have Camus, and we have the hero, Steven. All you do is click in. You select which one of these you want, and then select the item you want. Okay, really simple. Basic stuff is going to be like the wow factor. So basically like the look of the weapon. You have some of these stats. The ones that are changing up front here, let me just go back to like regular swords, is basically just like your attack, okay? Nothing fancy. It's legit that simple. There's nothing else. Alright, this is your stats. Okay, so again, all 8 of the characters with the exception down here. All this is telling you is how much gold you have, how much is in the bank, how many mini medals you have, how much casino tokens you have, how many upgrade balls you have, which are used in blacksmithing. And then at the bottom it says, if you die, where are you going to be resurrected? Okay, really simple stuff. I'm not going to go through all of this, but if you cycle through, if you click each one of these, this gives you your general stats, so stuff like attack, your magic defense, all that kind of jazz. And then you'll start to go into magic, your skills that you have available, and your upgrades. Okay? From the skill panel, which we'll get to, so don't you worry. Alright, next is magic. So this is all the magic for all 8 of the characters. That's why when you go to Martina here and Sylvia, you'll notice you got nothing that they can use in here. Again, I'm not going to go through each one of these, but the green is typically like good stuff like healing and that kind of stuff. These guys are extremely useful. This one is your zoom function, this is your evac function, and this is your like holy protection. So this will prevent enemies that are weaker from attacking you. So if you go through here, you'll see you have similar things on some of the characters. Not all of them, but on some of them. Okay? And if you want to go back, like I said, you just click on a character. So for example, like Veronica here, or Little Red as we call it. These are all of the magic skills, not skills, but magic attacks that she has. And you can cycle through, and what I recommend is you just go ahead and write these down as you play them. Just go ahead and fight an enemy, and as you learn new magic attacks, just write it down. Write the kanji down, and go and attack someone, and see what it actually does, and there you go. By the way, for skills, I would recommend doing the exact same thing. Just so you know. Okay, so that takes care of magic. This is party chat. I had a couple of people asking me if party chat is in the game. Party chat is indeed in the game, and here it is. This is what it looks like. Simple enough. Nothing too fancy. Veronica always looks so pissed. Alright. And then finally we end off with the miscellaneous. This is what I call it. So miscellaneous is a little different. We'll go through each one of these, okay? I'll go through all 8 of these really quickly. So this is healing all your party members, and it's done like the most efficient way. This is like they'll use whatever is necessary, so items and things like that. This one is your skill panel. So let's actually go in there. So this is what the skill panel looks like for each one of the characters. This might be spoiler territory for you. Okay. And you'll see each one of these things corresponds to a certain weapon. Okay. So like here, you'll see that it's all like one-handed swords. This is two-handed swords. And these, the easiest thing to do is to take a picture with like Google Translate or any of those sorts of programs that you have access to in order to see what it actually does. But for the most part, these things will increase your charisma, they will increase your attack, your magic defense, so on and so forth. The bottom one here, in this case, is the more passive abilities. So these don't rely on a weapon. And that's typically the case, okay? So like if I were to go here, this is the steal function, things like that. All right, but as you go up, you'll notice that you're getting into boomerangs, and these are daggers, those are one-handed swords, and so on. So each character will have, though, these more passive abilities that I'm talking about. So make sure that you get those. I typically do these first. Okay, simple enough. This is where you reorganize your party. So I'm gonna actually do this and that. That's my typical party right here. Okay, and then you can do this at any time. Okay, that's gonna save now. All right, this, oh, maybe it went too fast. This is how you go and determine whether or not your party is going to be in auto attack or manual attack. This option is saying all, so this will be all party members, okay? I'm not going to go through again, not all of these things, but basically this option, the second option here, is a more general. This is what I use. You can customize these as you see fit, okay? This was manual, this bottom one is manual, but all of these will be like, go crazy. This top one is like, just go all out. To hell with MP, like just use your most powerful stuff, let's eradicate the foe. This is much more well-rounded. And then others are like conserve MP and so on. Mess around with it, see what works well for you. Personally, I like to just keep it here. It works well enough for me. Okay, this is the most important one, and this is the one that is actually in the main option of the 3DS version of the game, which is your adventure log. So in the 3DS version, that option is actually in here. So this adventure log, you have a whole series of options here, and the adventure log, this one will tell you where you're at. So if I click this, it's just telling you where you are in the story. This guy right here is your quest list. So this is where you can actually go and see which ones you have completed, which ones you haven't completed. Very, very useful. I've completed them all, so yeah, there's that. This is the monster book. Okay, so this is where you get to look at a whole bunch of different monsters, ones you've captured, ones you haven't captured. This is very useful if you're going to complete the entire adventure log or monster book. What's useful with this is it'll tell you if enemies have dropped different items. That can be very, very useful. But if you're going to play this in Japanese and you don't know any Japanese at all, you're really not going to be looking too much at this stuff. You can see right here, by the way, you'll see it'll tell you just a quick overview of some of the items that you're missing or monsters that you fought, things like that. Okay, so the next one, where was I? So this was the monster book. This is the item book or item list. This will basically go down and look at all the different items in the game. So we can go like here, go here, taking a look at absolutely everything. And now this is your blacksmithing. So this is telling you which ones you have built, which ones you haven't built, so on and so forth. Most of this stuff you're not going to need, okay? Unless you like really want to get into this, you're really not going to need except for this. This is important because this will allow you to keep track of which quests you have and have not done. Okay, this is the titles. So basically, think of it like little in-game achievements. Each one of these corresponds to an accolade, I think would be a better name for it. So there's tons and tons and tons of these. And then finally, these are your overall records. So these are things like how many times have you died, how many enemies have you beaten, how much gold have you collected. See, 1.6 million gold is how much I've collected. And there you go. And so that's pretty much it. With what I just explained to you guys, I think you'd be good enough to get started and to have a good time with the game. Something else that I just did here, if you press the triangle button and then you press the square button, it'll actually trigger this move right here, the all heal move, which can be very, very useful if you just want to heal very quickly. Oh, that was a previous spell I had on. I did a holy protection spell. Okay, so now I'm just going to go into battle really, really, really quickly, just to show you what the options are there, and we're not gonna do too much longer. This is like almost a 20-minute video explaining all of this to you. All right, we'll just head anywhere. Probably should have taken a horse, but whatever. I know you guys love seeing this game, so I thought it would be kind of cool to share this with you. Okay, so we're going to go down, we're going to smash that dragon right in the face. And the trophies are really easy for this game. You don't have to worry about half of the adventure log, like the monster book and stuff like that. You don't have to worry about any of that in this one. Okie dokie, so you should know what these are. Okay, this one should look awfully familiar to what you saw. What is it? It's the auto attack one. This one is this. Take a guess what this is. It's basically, do you want to run away? No, I don't. So I'm going to attack. Now, we're going to start with attack. You'll notice that Martina didn't have this. That's because she doesn't have magic. These are all the different magic skills. Okay, I'll just do a very typical thing because I don't want to... Okay, so this is defend. I don't want to defend. So instead I'm going to use one of my skills. Okay, and if you'd like to see a defend, here's a defend. Okay, so we're back to Martina again. Now we have this weird move right here. What is this? Well, this is to use your items that are on you. And what's this? This is where you get to change your different gear. This is really useful if you want to change between different weapons to activate different skills. I don't need to do this right now, so I'm not going to. That's pretty much it, guys. That's an overview of... That's basically like a translation guide for Dragon Quest XI for all the different menus and stuff like that. And if you have any other questions, by all means, let me know. But I think that's good enough for right now. Gonna end the video off and say thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you soon.